Hello! I'm back on the ShrubSMP, picking up exactly where we left off last time down here in the Ancient City Restoration Project. Last time I completed a few more villager setups with some farmers featuring automatic farming and collection methods. So for this episode, I figured we would keep the theme of villager trading, and that would be the way to go. And it just so happens on the other side of the city there are some side-by-side small structures just like the ones that we used for the potato farmer and his little special potato farm down here. But before we head over there, if you haven't noticed just yet, I have a fun little cape for my skin. I picked up this little beauty by claiming a creator code back on May 17th. And if you haven't heard about it and want to pick one up for yourself, you can head over to Minecraft.net, where there is a bunch of fun information and activities all about Minecraft's 15th anniversary, which was on May 17th. I was also able to claim a Twitch and a TikTok cape, which will be active for use after July 8th, and I'll be sure to be showing them off. But enough about that. It's time to get suited up and head over to the job site, where we'll talk about what villager types we'll be adding to the city. Alright, just behind me down there are two of those small altar type structures, and I figured for the next two jobs to bring down here to the ancient city would be the Armorer and the Weaponsmith. That's right, every good city needs some expert makers of defensive materials to ward off any baddies that might be encroaching upon it. I think the strategy for making these two builds is to just kind of hop down there, and we're going to run the whole thing straight through in one continuous time-lapse build. And what I really do is we're going to hop on down, we'll make this one over here. We'll make this one the Weaponsmith, and I already have the materials laid out in a shulker box, a labeled shulker box. Good little tip about shulker boxes is you can label them with a name tag, and that way, like if you have multiple of the same color or you have different types of materials inside them where you want them to be, you can go ahead and label it. You see, I labeled this one Armor, and back on the other side we labeled this one Weaponsmith, and it has all the materials for what I had in mind for converting these things into little stalls, where we'll then bring over our villagers, give them their respective jobs, and then finish off the builds with some fun little detailing. And we'll talk about the details after the builds are complete, and kind of really how they're used to really make the scene, set the scene. Like, it's one thing to build the area up, which we'll see, but then it's quite another to kind of figure out just those last little finishing touches to make it look really like it's alive and like there's really a lot going on down here. So that's going to be the plan for now, and me and my new fancy cape are going to get building right now. Alright, now that we have our two stalls built up, it's time to get ready to bring the villagers over and give them their jobs so that they can begin to join the civilization that's down here. So, first things first, we have to put the honey blocks in place and cover them up with carpet so they can get stuck in here and not misbehave and get all running around all over the place. So we don't want that for sure. So we'll get the honey blocks down. I'm going to use a light carpet for this one because it'll contrast. This one's kind of dark. We'll have the light wool down here, and we'll put the dark stuff on the other side, and then get ready for our villagers to bring over. And really, in terms of detail, so we added all the detail in. What's missing here is right in here we're going to put this blast furnace, but the reason I'm not going to put it in just yet is because when we bring the first villager over, which will be the armor smith, we're going to put him over there, and he's going to pass by here, and he may get interested in that blast furnace, and it will confuse him about which job to take. We don't want to take that chance, so we're just going to leave it out for the time being. But as you can see, I got a lot of detail around here, just to kind of indicate, you know, what's going on. Just look at, you know, some of the details. We've got the cauldron and the anvil, a little, maybe it's not fully OSHA approved because you can just kind of get in there, but it's a little lava pit with some smoke coming out of it. Got smoke in both of them. I haven't used a good campfire yet in any of my builds. And this is the grindstone. There's two of them here just for decoration. One of them he will choose to assign himself his job, and we'll see that in just a few minutes when we bring him over here. And let's get everything set up so that we can do that. What I need to do first is head on back to the villager breeder so that we can build up a track to this location and start zipping our guys over there to put them into their spots for their job stalls. So as you can see, I've got, oh my gosh, there's way more guys in there How much did you guys eat? There's a lot of guys in here, so no shortage. And to be fair, we're gonna have plenty of spots to be putting them shortly, but I'm gonna go ahead and put this track into place, and then we'll be right back and get one of these guys moving and hope that he doesn't misbehave. All right, I have got the track all laid out and ready to go, and we'll trace it back and send our first villager over and hope he gets in here without incident. This is always the fun part because you never know what's going to happen. Villagers, as much as I set this up ahead of time, I double checked it. We ran down the whole thing. They are unpredictable creatures. We never know. I do know one thing. Right around here, it's likely he's not going to make it up this incline. I didn't want to put any redstone, so I'm going to have to push him. But we're going to go over there and press the button and send him on his way. Alright, which one of you lucky fellas is it gonna be? Here we go. And there's our candidate. He's going off, and we're gonna catch up to him because, like I said, he's probably going to come backwards to me. He's getting away from me already. Oh wait, he got all the way up there. Momentum. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, now he's getting definitely ahead of me. Got a little, he hits the little chicane. That's not a chicane, that's the wrong word. The little up and down. The little camelback, we'll say. Look at this, I might be able to keep up with them pretty well. So far, so good. Up and back down and around and out to the job location. Oh boy, he really slowed down. Oh, that's because this was a drop. I forgot to put... That's okay. That's fine, because we can just push him in from here. Getting real close with you, buddy. Don't worry, we're going to get you some new clothes in a second here. Alright, right up the end, and then this is probably better off, because that way he doesn't go flying, and maybe that would have been the risk, as he would have gone flying to the other side if he came in here with any momentum. Now, once again, to get him out of this box and hope that he doesn't jump out, we use F3B to turn on the hitboxes, and we go over here, and you know what, I'm going to go over here and try to whack it right on the corner. Boom, and there he goes, and he picked up his job right away, just as uh-oh. I made a boo-boo. Can anybody tell what it is? Survey says I can't get out without letting him out, because I too am in the honey, and I can't jump up. That's what makes him stuck in here, and it's made me stuck in here too, because I was so anxious. Now I can try one of two things. I can try, do you think you'll behave? I don't know if I can trust you. I can either try to make a run for it and hope he doesn't follow me, or I can just rocket out of here. What fun would it be if I didn't take a chance? So we're gonna go ahead and open the door, close the door. He didn't move, he's just stuck right there. All right, no problem. Welcome home, buddy, because now you're going to be the armor smith. Let's see what you're doing right off the bat. You're selling an axe and an iron sword. Not too bad. All right, we'll come back and give you some emeralds. You'll probably have something else to sell us at that time. But now I'm going to go ahead and set up the track for the next guy, and we'll get him over here. And I'll be back when it's time to do contestant number 2 in just a few moments. One last little detail before I do that is to put the blast furnace in place, so when he gets over here, he immediately picks up his job. So we'll do that right now. And just the last couple tracks, ready to go. We're all set. It's time to fly back there and send this guy off. That worked pretty well. I mean, let's be honest, it did pretty good, and we didn't have to worry about him flying back on me for that first big hill without the redstone. And contestant number 2, still plenty of guys in there. Here he goes, number 2, off and away. Here we go. And this one should be, again, without incident compared to the first guy. Up that first big hill, yep, no problem. The momentum carried him along, and let's meet him back over there and see him fall in and pick up that weaponsmith job. Alright, once again, he kind of slowed down as we got close, but that's fine. That's just up there to me get close and personal with him and then push him right in and see him get knocked out of... Oh, don't come back at me. We'll get him in there. He picked up his job just like as always, and as expected, we will turn on the hitboxes again and let him out. I did not hit the right button. Alright, we got him out. Now this time, I need to get that without falling in there with him. Maybe we just let him have it, because I don't want to... No, you know what? We'll go in there, and then we'll get out with the rocket. We'll use the other method this time. If I can do it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Uh-oh, no. Uh-oh. Okay, good. I was panicking there because I thought maybe the honey wouldn't even let me rocket out of there. And we have him in place. Let's just hit my face. We'll stop up here, turn off the bounding boxes, and they are now in where they belong. And we can clean up our little mess here and then decide if what to do next. Make sure all the decorations are in place, make sure the thing looks like it's in good shape, and then decide if we're done in this little courtyard, if there's anything to add. We'll be back here and take a look at these details in just a moment. Alright, now that we have these structures done, let's just talk a little bit about, again, you know, we've already talked about the OSHA trap above my head here, but let's check these out and talk about the details. So again, just to kind of give the theme, I mean, this is a weaponsmith, so we're gonna have to give him some things like an anvil, and then of course the water in the cauldron to kind of cool off any heating and, you know, metal whacking that he's doing over here to shape out those tools. And he is selling an axe and an iron sword, like we said before. He's got his grindstones to reset his job and do his work every day. These levers don't really do anything. I mean, well, they do go up and down, but they're just for decoration. They're not for redstone, because I wanted to fill in this open space behind him there. We've got his axe and his sword that kind of display and give almost like a sign, an indication of what he's doing in here. He's got a little chest. There's nothing in the chest. See? And that's really it to this area. I redid the floor in the theme of these bricks, and that's pretty much it. And we, again, gotta always have the teal warped netherwood color down here, that teal color, and just like on top, we have that wood continuing with the fence and fence posts and gate design, and then the cobble on the top to kind of give, again, that rustic feel of the fact that he works in a hard-working trade like weaponsmithing. And we'll head on over now to the armorer. Similarly, he's got himself a operating blast furnace, because the blast furnace smelts iron ores and all kind of other ores that he uses in his iron making. And right now he's got iron ore for sale, or iron armor for sale. As we trade with him, he's going to have some diamond armor as well. So I may have to bring some diamond down here and try to figure out how to add a little decoration to indicate that as well. We threw a minecart back here just for the sake of it. Put down copper flooring because smelting up things, there's plenty of copper to be smelted around in this version of Minecraft. And again, since he's an armorer, we're displaying a chainmail. And chainmail is kind of interesting because you can only get it, you can't craft it, you can only get it a certain different number of ways, and I happen to have a full set, so I threw it on an armor stand and stuck it right next to his little stall. And these copper rods are kind of a neat thing. They connect in the middle like this, and again, just try to fill out that opening behind them is what we use those for. And to polish it all off, a lot of iron theme, because as you smelt up the iron, this indicates that that's what he does. So again, theming is kind of important, especially when you have a little small, simple build like this. And that was exactly the strategy I took back with that first farm with the potato farmer, and then again with these structures. I'm not sure how many of these are left. I may actually do one or two more if they're still around as we go ahead and continue to add some more villagers down here with the rest of the jobs. I think that's going to be the plan, is to bring one of each job down here. Even though we have several farmers, we're going to continue and bring down the rest of the villagers, that is, to polish off all the different jobs, and we'll stick one in kind of little different mini themed stalls like this, and we'll probably also put some in some of the different structures throughout the Ancient City Restoration project. But for now, I think that's about all the time we have for this episode. A little shorter just to get these two small structures in place, but what I really have to do is go flying around now and figure out what we're going to do next down here in the Ancient City, because there's still so much room. We can get back to the courtyard over here and maybe finish that off. There's still some structures over here that need to get restored. Right, well, this one's fully restored, but one next to it. Plenty to look around. Have to figure out which villager job is going to be next and where to put them. But as always, I just wanted to thank you so much for stopping by, and we will see you in the next episode.